strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to talk about liquidity pools. That is because over the last couple days, I've probably gotten about 10 messages asking me what liquidity pools are, how they can use them, that type of thing. So I'm going to go over a video starting from the very beginning. And okay, why are you guys asking me about liquidity pools? Why are people who have no idea what they are wanting to suddenly know what they are? That is because with the airdrop, you get double points if your DEC is in a liquidity pool. We can see right here that DEC tokens are one of the most cost-efficient ways to get airdrop points, to get airdropped SPS. Because we all want SPS now, right? More so than ever. You get airdropped SPS points for DEC tokens. You also get airdrop points you get double airdrop points if the DEC is in a liquidity pool. So, should you be moving all your DEC that you're not using into a liquidity pool? What does that even mean? How do you use it? Am I using it? I am using it, but it's not quite that straightforward that yes, you can just double your value by putting your DEC in a liquidity pool. So, to look at that first, we have to know what a liquidity pool is. A liquidity pool is basically just a way that people can go exchange currencies. So, for example, we look at DEC and SPS, two different types of currencies. You can go use a liquidity pool to switch back and forth. You can deposit DEC and withdraw SPS, or withdraw SPS and pull out DEC. And it's kind of like if you were traveling to a different country and you need to use that other country's money. If you were going from US to Mexico and you had your US dollars and you go and you exchange it for pesos or something like that. It's kind of a similar thing, except instead of being run by a bank or whoever, it is peer-to-peer, because that's what blockchain is, right? That's what's so great about blockchain. It's decentralized. We don't need to go through a bank or anything like that. We go through each other. So you can go to these liquidity pools and exchange your DEC or whatever the different type. There are thousands probably of different types of liquidity pools out there. So what you can do to basically make money or get a return this way is you can provide the liquidity. You can deposit and I use the example of DEC and SPS, you can deposit DEC and SPS into a liquidity pool for others to exchange back and forth on. And in a lot of liquidity pools, there is a small fee that you pay for the exchange, and that fee goes mainly to the people who are taking part in the liquidity, who are providing that liquidity so that you can make that exchange. And that's why people deposit their funds there, so they can collect money and on those fees and make money that way. So, and now in the example I use, there are no fees and you don't gain tokens or anything like that. There's no direct benefit. You don't get interest in the example I use, but I'll show you some examples where you do. This will kind of make a little more sense once we get into it. I'll show examples, guys, but I'm kind of going over the overview first. But yeah, you can put money in the liquidity pool to make it available for other people to exchange. So why DEC gets in a liquidity pool gets double airdrops is because when you deposit your funds into the liquidity pool, you have to start with half and half of whatever the liquidity pool is. So in this case, if we have a DEC SPS liquidity pool, if you have to deposit half your value in DEC and half your value in SPS, that way people can trade back and forth, right? So that's why if you say you had $100 and you say, I want to be able to get airdrop points out of this, so I'm going to go buy DEC. If you buy $100 worth of DEC, you'll get the equivalent tokens and you'll get one airdrop point for each one. If you decide, okay, I've got $100, I want to go get the DEC in the liquidity pool, you have to buy $50 in DEC and then $50 in SPS, so that when you deposit that, you only have half the amount of DEC, which is why you get twice the points. So if that's the case, if you're just starting with a set amount of money and you have nothing else, using the liquidity pool isn't going to gain you anything extra because you can only spend half of that on DEC. Now, where it can become an advantage is if you already have the other half. So in my case, I'm using the DEC SPS liquidity pool. I have the SPS. So I'm just going and taking the DEC that I have that was gaining one airdrop point and putting it in the liquidity pool with SPS, and now I'm gaining 2 points. So I'm gaining double the amount of points for the same amount of DEC that I have. And the thing you have to keep in mind is now I can't stake that SPS. I'm forfeiting that stake. But right now, the return rate for DEC, as far as the amount of SPS you get for that, is better than staking SPS. So you get a higher rate with DEC. But I want to keep that SPS because you guys, if you've been paying attention at all, you know why we want SPS. So we're going to need it for the pre-sale, and there's going to be all sorts of staking benefits coming up. So eventually I'll move that SPS into being staked. But I expect the value of SPS to continue to skyrocket. It went up about 50% the other day when they made that announcement. It's continuing to go up. It's doing very well. So I want to keep that SPS, but I want to get the value of the DEC airdrop. So I put it in the pool, and that way I'm getting the airdrop points for the DEC while still maintaining the SPS. So that's the strategy I'm using there. Not necessarily saying it's the right or the wrong strategy. It can depend on various things, but that is what I'm using. So I've kind of talked about what it is. Let's go into, you guys can see an example, and hopefully you'll understand it a little bit better as we kind of go through it again. So first thing, keep in mind that there are no liquidity pools inside of the game. So you have to export it to a different site at least. Now the DEC SPS liquidity pool is still on Hive. If you've bought the spellbook, you have a Hive account. You may have to go up here and click on your name and get your Hive key so that you can go log into other Hive websites. But you don't need any other sort of wallet, anything else. Everything can stay on Hive if you would like to participate in that. But remember, you do have to send it to these external sites. So send it to Hive Engine, or this is going to be on TribalDex is what we're going to use. So with my SPS, I'll show you how to send that. We're just going to click on the SPS here. We're going to transfer, and then I'm going to send it out. So I just got my airdrop actually. So let's go ahead and send this out so I can put it in this liquidity pool. So we're going to send it to Hive Engine for this one. If you wanted to send it to a liquidity pool on the Binance Smart Chain, which I'll show in just a second, I'll show another example. You can send it out that way, however you want to do it. In this case, we're sending it out to the Hive Engine. And I've already got DEC over there. I do have some extra, so I'm not going to do that, but I'll show you real quick here. Hopefully it'll load on me. You can do the same thing with Dark Energy Crystals. Just select your wallet, transfer it out wherever you want to go. So then we're going to go over here to tribaldex.com. Tribaldex.com. Here, I'll go to the main page here. This is the main page. We're going to go up here and click on pools. Up here, click on pools, and you can see there are a bunch of different pools. We've looked at this before as far as how to exchange DEC and SPS. We were using a liquidity pool. So if I come in here and I click on my DEC, it does have my SPS in there. It loaded fast this time. See, it can be very quick. So I could exchange. I've got 32,000 at DEC. I could exchange that to SPS using the liquidity pool. And so we'll just hit max there. It should show me. Why is it not showing me? There we go. And I could go from DEC to SPS. I could do it the other way around and convert my SPS to DEC. We can go either way, and that's kind of what this liquidity pool is doing. The purpose is to allow people to exchange these. But if you want to add liquidity yourself, you just go over here to add liquidity, and we're going to go to the DEC SPS pool. So right here, DEC SPS, and again, you can see that I've got my DEC and my SPS there. So if I want to put all of that SPS in there, okay, I've got a little more SPS than DEC. I'll have to balance it. It's fairly balanced though. So I'll put max DEC. So we'll put all of my DEC, all my liquid DEC here into this pool, and you can see that you have to have equal value amounts of DEC and SPS. So then we'll just add liquidity here and confirm via the Hive keychain, or however you are logging in to the website, however you're authorizing your transactions. And we'll wait here, and it should load. And then you'll have your DEC and SPS in the pool there. And if we go over here, you can see, if you look at my airdrop points, DEC liquidity pools, I'm getting a lot more. I'm getting 423,000 on my last airdrop. So I've got half that in the pool. If we come back here, we'll see if it's loaded there. It's finally been added. Look at my positions now, and you can see it's going to be a little more than that now because I just added some, but you can see the amount of DEC and SPS. And this will kind of vary based on how much people are switching back and forth between the two. But this is a way that I can take the same amount of, I can kind of hedge my bets between DEC and SPS and still get the max airdrops for DEC. So that's kind of my strategy at the moment, and we'll see how things are constantly changing. We'll see how that works and how the airdrops continue and all of that. And who knows, if SPS goes up to $1, I may regret not just having it all in SPS and forgetting the airdrops. So you never know. But if SPS goes up, DEC is probably going to go up with it, right? So I kind of like having those two because those are kind of linked together. So it's I feel. Since I feel SPS is going to go up, I feel like I'm not missing out if I have DEC instead of SPS, because maybe it won't go up quite as much, but it's going to rise with it. So that's one on the Hive blockchain using tribal decks. You don't need any sort of other account. But what if you have others out there? Okay, let's say you have BNB, for example. You've got other external wallets or something like that. There are other ones out there. And let's go look at pancake swap, for example. So that is a fairly common one. So we've got pancake swap here. This is a way you can convert between, okay, we've got it up. I was playing around with it earlier, BNB to SPS. There, it looks like there is a pool for that. And it's the same way. If you go to pancakeswap.finance, /swap, you can see it up there, or if you can just go to the regular pancake swap website and then click on trade and go down to exchange, and that'll pull you up right here, and you can convert. This is a way you could buy SPS using BNB. A lot more of you know how to buy BNB than you do SPS. You can buy BNB, come in here, connect your wallet, and then exchange, and then all of a sudden you've got SPS. If you want a DEC, there are pools out there for DEC where you could buy SPS and then go to the SPS DEC liquidity pool and swap again. Sometimes if there's not a direct pool, you have to exchange multiple times to get that. But the other thing I want to show down here is that there's a fee for using this one. So if we go to the liquidity provider fee, there's a 0.25% fee that you have to pay in order to use the pool. So, and 0.17% of that is going to those who have the liquidity. So they're able to earn tokens that way. So PancakeSwap has their own. You can see up here the price. You can earn their tokens that way for participating in their pool, which gives you value. So you can earn money by providing liquidity to the pool. Right now I'm not doing that because I like earning the airdrops better. So that's why I'm using the DEC SPS. But if you've got BNB that's just sitting around that you're not doing anything with, then yes, take your DEC, put it in a liquidity pool here, and you earn double the airdrops on your DEC. And again, to deposit, we just come over here to liquidity. You have to connect your wallet, but you'll add it the same way we saw before. So that's essentially what these liquidity pools are and how you can join them. There's Uniswap as well for Ethereum. There are different ones. I'm not showing you the only liquidity pools available. I'm just using these as an example. Hopefully kind of trying to show you guys what's going on, what they are, and whether or not you should be using them. So again, it depends. If you're just looking to invest specifically in the game and buy DEC and you don't necessarily want to hold any of these other options, whether it be on a different chain like BNB or even SPS within here, if you just want your DEC, then don't worry about the liquidity pools. You're not losing out by not using those. I know a lot of people feel like, oh, I've got my DEC, I could be getting double, and I'm just missing out. And it doesn't quite work that way, because when you join this pool, you have to supply both sides of the pool, so that because you don't know what people are going to exchange for, so you have to provide both sides to go in and out of that. And that's kind of how that works. So hopefully that makes sense. I know it's one of those things that once you understand what it is and once you know how to use it, it's easy, and it makes it kind of hard to do guides and that type of thing, because it's easy when you understand it. It's very confusing when you don't. So it's hard to go back and think, okay, what did I not understand the first time? Because I struggled to kind of get into these a little bit, and that's why I did using the DEC SPS pool where everything was on Hive was what was easiest for me, because I didn't start on these other blockchains. This game is what got me into blockchain. So Hive was what I started with first, and being able to stay on the Hive blockchain and do everything within there made a lot of sense to me. When I started going to other chains and those types of things that maybe sometimes worked a little different or had other things, it got a little more confusing. I had to connect wallets that I didn't even didn't even necessarily know what those wallets were, all sorts of things. So if you're starting in Splinterlands and you're not coming from another blockchain or anything like that, you want to get into these liquidity pools. Just look at the ones that are right there in tribal decks, and you can kind of get a feel for them. And you can split your bets between DEC and SPS while still getting the maximum amount of SPS airdrop. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to get through the comments and answer as many as I can. Message me on Discord. That's always the fastest way to get answers. Just come to my Discord. You'll see the link down there. Come to my Discord and just ask in there, because not only will I help and answer questions, but you'll have all sorts of other people. We've got about 3,000 people in the Discord, and there can be other people there to help answer questions if I'm not available. So I hope to see you guys there, and I hope to see you in the game as well. We're getting close to this end of season push. I finally hit Champion League. I'm trying to see how high I can climb. Not only am I Champion League, I am close to the leaderboard, so be sure to join my live stream as I try to push for the champion leaderboards and get some nice DEC payout there. So I'll be seeing you guys there. Thanks a lot.